Right, hello, welcome to a set of tutorials introducing really basic C# scripting. So this set of tutorials is going to cover all the basics right from the beginning. This is not intended for anybody who knows what they're doing. You're not going to get any fantastic, amazing pieces of code. This is just the basics, how to start you off. Now, as you can see, what I've got here is I'll just go through the couple of packages that I've used to set the scene, and in this particular tutorial, the very first one, we're just going to have a look at the layout of the C# script and what everything is when you open up a basic script. So here in the scene that I've set up, I've downloaded a standard assets pack, and I've imported both the characters pack, which we won't need for this particular tutorial but we'll need later on, and also the prototyping pack. In the prototyping pack, on the prefabs, I've just put a floor in and I've put a couple of objects in so that we've got something to work with, or we can roll over, click on, that kind of thing. So we've just got this little scene set up. We'll be using this basic scene for quite a few of the first tutorials, and then probably add the character in and may need some little boxes to click on and game objects. So to get started, to create a C# script, straightforward enough, right click, go to create and select C# script. So the first important thing to know is it's going to ask you to name it. Now it's very important that when you name it, you don't have any spaces in it. And once you've named it, it's probably best to leave it as is. I'll explain why when we open up the script. But I'm going to call this one layout script. Okay, and what you'll see is when we open it up, it'll open in MonoDevelop. When we open it up, we'll zoom in so you can see. You will notice that this bit here, the class name, is exactly the same as what you called the script. So if you change either the name of the script or the name of the class, Unity will not like that at all. So this is the basic script that you get given, and it's split into several sections. But basically, coding consists, or this particular script and how Unity uses it, consists of three things. It consists of variables, it consists of functions, and also classes, which I cannot spell, but there we go, classes. Now, I'm going to explain what all these are. Variables we will go into in a later tutorial. But basically, variables are envelopes that you can keep things in, so numbers, names, stuff like that, and pass them around between bits of code and change what's inside. I'll explain in more detail that one later. Now, functions, they're collections of code that change the variables or do things to the variables. So for example, here we've got a function, and here we've got another one. Now the function starts with when the function runs, so it's got a name. We'll be looking in the next tutorial at some of the special ones. Then it has open and close brackets, and then an open and close curly bracket. All the commands or code that you want to run in that particular function go inside these curly brackets. Okay, there should be nothing that you want to run in that function outside of those curly brackets. They should all be in here. Okay. When you create your script, you get two standard functions. You get start and update, and I'll be looking at those in the next tutorial. Now, classes. Classes is a collection of functions, and as we can see here, we've got a public class called layout script, and again, it begins and ends with curly bracket, an opening and closing curly bracket, and all the functions for that class are contained within. So you should always remember that there should be opening and closing curly brackets around things. If you want to double check and you're in MonoDevelop, very nicely, if you click next to one of these, it'll show you the corresponding bracket at the end. The only other bit to note is up at the top. This is importing in different bits of script that we want to use. So for example, if we were doing UI stuff, we would need to add that we wanted to use all the UI scripts, okay, commands. Okay, so that is the basic layout of your C# script. In the next tutorial, we're going to be looking at some of these functions and exactly what they do.